So I would like to begin this recording by saying not only do we not get to see anyone's freaky snake penis, but the book is actively teasing me at this point, and not in the fun way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We we
Welcome.
engage in we engage in every kind of stop the intro, stop the fucking presses. We engage in every kind of fucking depravity in this book except for the goddamn snake sex. All right. And even when they
Yeah.
do, it's practically breezed over. And you know what? I'm tired of it.
I'm
I
also
may
tired of
be,
it too.
yeah. You know why? Because nobody in this book hydrates.
No one in this book hydrates at all.
All right. Ironically, despite everybody in this book being so goddamn thirsty, I it is a miracle half the population of this kingdom hasn't died of dehydration.
Yeah. Before we go too much further, we'll just do kind of a weird intro. I'm gonna keep all of this in. Uh yes, as you are aware, it is Dubious Book Club time, and it is me and one other dubious creature here to talk about the second half of Kiss of the Basilisk. Say hi, dubious creature.
I'm a little sleep deprived. It's quite early in the morning for me, and I have not yet had my caffeine. The last thing I remember before going to bed last night was reading about probably one of the world's most boring orgy scenes. So
Yeah.
my head's in a weird place.
No, yeah, no. Uh, the content warnings, as we've said before, for Kiss the Basilisk are graphic violence, misogyny, slut shaming, mentions of SA, dubious consent, torture, and victim blaming. So yeah, I guess we should just really just pick up where we left off.
Well, uh, where we left off is Temperance. In order to save the kingdom, she's gonna have to have sex with Caspin's dad. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Why did I find Caspin's dad a much more compelling character than Caspin?
Caspin's dad is actually kind of rad.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a Stacy's mom joke to be made in there somewhere. Honestly,
Probably.
my immediate thought was, oh boy, do we two Lord Dads, two for the price of one, a double dad extravaganza. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, so there's she decides that, yeah, I guess I will have sex with your dad, so your quiver will agree to marry us. Which that's a sentence.
that is, you know, there comes a time in your life where you
Mhm.
gotta ask yourself, is this the culmination of my life path? Like is this what I'm meant to do with my existence? Debate the
Mhm.
merits of debate the storytelling behind a plot revolving around topping other people's dads
Never
because
did I think reading a book that had basilisks, freaky snake sex, that would be the most boring part of the book.
it's so weird. It's weirdly detailed in all the wrong ways.
It really is. The world building continues to be so fucking weird.
It's like no, forget about the actual sex scene. Caspin has a whole sex itinerary for when the grand ritual of cuckoldry shall begin.
And of course, in pure Caspian fashion, he tells her 5 minutes before.
Yeah, Caspin is okay. Caspin, are you? I can't help but feel like you are getting off of this in a completely different way.
Yeah. It's there is a kink here, and I'm unsure of what it is.
Yeah, I And when Aubrey doesn't know what sort of freak flag is flying, you know we're in trouble.
Yeah, I always found myself very happy to go back to Tem and Leo flirting because at least I knew what the fuck was going on with that. At least Leo shows off that he's horrendously down bad for Tim.
Yeah, I mean, Leo's got like a brat thing going on. You know, it's not entirely complicated. It's just all this basilisk stuff is like I don't even know how to talk about it, man. Because like the the every fuck.
Mhm.
I think the moral of the story here is that sex is like chocolate. If you have it all the time, it starts to get boring real fast.
Unless you're like really like, unless all the scenes are different and you're going on a veritable just 10-course meal of kinks.
Yeah, but
That's
this
not
ain't
it.
really it. This shit is just weird.
Yeah.
Like there's freaky weird, and then there's because the next like handful of chapters are the basilisk cuckoldry ritual, as I
Yeah.
said, um, which involves, among other things, and folks, if you're listening to this podcast without headphones, that's a
No.
very brave decision. I'm sure your coworkers will look at you normally. So basically, after meeting Lord Dad 2 Electric Boogaloo, I mean, his name's Bastion, but
Yeah, Sebastian.
come,
Bastion.
fuck. Oh no, and Sebastian is also. Oh no,
Art
great. I
imitates
can't.
life.
I I didn't know. I didn't know.
Or at least that's what I guess Bastion is short for. I don't remember if they actually
I,
say the full name, but in my brain, I'm just like, yeah, Sebastian. Yeah.
I don't know. They do this. They do this annoying thing where like half the cast have are referred to exclusively by nicknames that are diminutives of their full names.
Yeah, because Caspian is Caspianon.
Yeah, which is well, doesn't feel like it needs to be the foreshortened. You know what I mean?
Like
It
two
sounds
letters
it's
shortened.
yeah, like two letter. Like it sounds like you just came up with the name, immediately regretted it, and tried to backpedal.
Kind of. Yeah, no,
Anyway,
it's
uh,
around
uh,
here that like Tem realizes that she's a hybrid.
which is a half. Basically, it's a half freaky snake monster, half human.
I I could stop being able to take them seriously when they refer to their shifting as transitioning.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Hmm.
I was like, come on,
Honestly,
just say
I
shifting.
stopped taking them all seriously when, in the midst of all of the Animal House at the House of Draken, uh, not only Temperance has so much sex that Caspin accidentally, after getting her dad to go down nasty, uh, manages to crack her pelvis in half.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god, we found it. Death by Snoo Snoo. It's real. It exists.
it
Somebody
exists.
somebody saw that one episode of
Mhm.
Futurama and was like, you know what? That's what my ultimate goal is gonna be.
Kill a character by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah, well, I mean, she doesn't die, obviously, because
There's still a book.
there's so much book left, and
Yeah.
so very little happens in it.
Yeah, I always kept my finding myself being like, "Yay, we're going back to the castle. More things are going to happen than any of the stuff with the basilisks. It's still not a lot, but it's better." At least the
Yeah.
castle stuff is pushing the plot forward. I don't really want to know about how the Basilisk Society works. I'm sorry. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
there
need
is one.
to know why, a character was made a eunuch.
Oh, right. That. Hmm. So there's this dude named Ro. I don't know if we mentioned him in the previous episode because
I don't
again,
think we did.
he exists purely to fulfill that protective monster boyfriend trope for Caspin.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dick and he don't like temperance one bit, but like ironically
Oh,
enough,
how many times
ironically and
does Caspin kick his ass and he just keeps coming back for more?
it just keeps coming and it gets a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
Two scenes in particular are like, I'm starting to almost feel bad for him.
kinda.
The first was when, see, apparently in Basilisk Society, it's not enough that you have to kiss the ring. No, no, no. You have to kiss the clitoris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the basilisks are naked all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a big thing, and theoretically, the scene is hot, but also at the same time, it's just
Theoretically.
like it's not written well.
At a certain point, it's like, fellas, I don't know about you, but this is getting a little awkward.
Yeah, yeah,
It, and also, I'm pretty sure Caspin bit off Rose Dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on. You keep being really
Yeah.
surprised you pissed this guy off enough to come at you again, but
Yeah.
this is
And
what you
even
do.
Yeah, and even after getting the world's worst form of head, the fucker still is just determined to Disney villain the shit out of this.
Yeah. And then yeah, we get all of that stuff while like the weirdest season of The Bachelor is still going, and you know, eventually they get to the castle, and the plot actually gets to move.
Yeah, it's look, I told you that the secret of the dread secret behind the fucking basilisk human alliance or what have you is dumb.
Yeah,
And it's because the basilisks, in addition to be able to make people hard and also turn them to stone, their blood it turns into gold. Their blood can be turned into gold, which
okay.
okay, yeah, that they build this secret up, but again, you know, uh, at a certain point, Caspin really can just be replaced with a dildo on a stick with a voice recording attached to it because he's really only there for sex scenes and exposition.
It really is. It's just like, yes, Tim, here's another secret I've been keeping from you this entire time.
For somebody who says you don't lie, you really know how to withhold information.
Tim, you gotta be asking more questions, baby.
I'm starting to think, I'm not sure what's great. He's great. I'm not sure. Okay, so are you withholding or are you stupid? I
Little bit of
cannot, I
each.
genuinely,
There's a fun scene in a carriage between Tim and Leo. That
yeah,
was fun. That was a good
at this
scene.
point, look, at this point, I'm actively skipping past sex scenes because I'm so
It's
desensitized to it.
fair. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's literally like a sex scene every other chapter.
Yeah. I listened to the audiobook, so it was just let it play.
Got to be a fly on the wall in the recording booth when they get to the crazy snake orgy chapter.
It's just wild because it's like, of all the books I read this year, this is so fucking tame. Like, yeah, sure, there's a lot of sex, but it's pretty tame.
Yeah, it's the ancient and horny reptile gremlins strictly missionary jamboree. It uh
Yeah,
yeah,
it, I feel like I have been lied to by Bookstagram. Everyone was hyping this book up so much. I was very excited to read it, and I felt very left out, like let down.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired, man, and I'm
I
getting increasingly dehydrated the more I read. Like at a certain point, I just want to be like, water, somebody.
yeah.
Temperance is going to shrivel up and die.
Yeah, it was so hard for me to get through the middle of the book. Like I didn't finish the book until about like 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
Because the middle of the book is just a lot of and nothing happens and people talk and nothing is accomplished.
yeah, most of the important stuff gets finished up in like the last 10 or so chapters.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Tem finds out she's a hybrid, and her dad is locked up in other Lord Dad's freaky gold extraction sex dungeon because Lord Dad, as all Lord Dads should be, is a fucking supervillain.
Yeah.
And what else? Leo continues to also be there, and like you get this one. The most interesting things get is when uh, Temperance has this one essentially masturbation fantasy about a threesome, which I'm like, fucking, it would,
But spice things up.
there's a bit at the end of the book that I want to talk about, and it's not, the author literally prefaces it by saying, uh, it's not canon. Uh, and it was inspired by fucking Challengers, the one with the movie with the horny tennis movie, that one. And it's like, and it literally is just a threesome scene between Leo, Tem, and Caspin. It's like, okay, but the fact that you're including it, I just like, no, man.
Yeah.
I you had to. I stand here defiant and positively untitillated. Like no, you don't get to just have a non-canon threesome after all the shit you put me through.
Make that
I want a
shit
canon.
canon.
I want a canon threesome. Damn it! I want something. Give me something because I
Break out
was
some whips and chains. Seriously.
my reaction to most of the sex shenanigans, because that's what they are, was
Yeah.
honestly just my wife came in at one point into my office and was like, "Why are you laughing so much?" It's just like, because what else? What
Yeah.
else is one to do when confronted with scene after scene of the same goddamn description of Caspin's sex rope? And not the
Yeah.
fun kind of sex rope. Like the only descriptors we ever get of male characters is what their fucking cock looks like.
And the fact that Leo has like gold canines.
Which is the interesting, but well, I don't know necessarily. Like it giving the royal family built-in grills might not be his. I'm just saying it's a little goofy,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
there was could be like a moment near the end of the book where it's like, oh, Leo's a hybrid too. And then no.
no, no,
Because I'm like,
Leo.
that would have been it. That would have been too interesting.
Leo
And then
continues to fulfill his role as side dick.
yeah, and then like reveal that like the entire kingdom has been like hybrids the whole time. That would have been cool and interesting because it's too cool and too interesting. It would take away from all the not interesting stuff that's happening.
Yes, like all of this incredible, not interesting sex.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, Cresting is so weird.
Yeah. It's you
It
lovingly
doesn't.
hold them by the throat and touch foreheads.
It doesn't. You lovingly touch them on the forehead so hard they orgasm.
Yeah. It would make so much more sense if it was you fed them your venom.
Yeah, but feeding them your venom apparently makes you immune to, but only like the specific person. And then because she's a hybrid, she can crest people, but doing so causes her the basilisk calf to start dying somehow.
Something it feels like it was a like a cart before the horse thing of the author had Tem drink the venom earlier on in the book, and then had to like come to the reason later why that wasn't cresting and that was something else, and that was like actually protecting her.
Yeah, a little late for a magic system here, bud. Like,
I wish your magic
like,
system made sense.
you didn't have to give the. What I know about the basilisks is that they can transform into snakes. They can turn people to stone with their gaze while they are snakes. They are incredibly, unrepentantly, monstrously down primeval, and yet none of them have heard of BDSM.
Exactly.
Their blood can be turned into gold.
They know two
They
positions. They know missionary and cowgirl.
uh, they and they communicate via vibrating dildos.
Yeah.
Also they can grab the psychic G spot.
Which all like if the author actually puts more work into like the world building and the basilisks themselves, like I feel like that's a lot of really interesting things. But unfortunately,
It
none of them are executed properly.
this is just it is a bundle of it's a bundle of like hyper specificity to the point where I can't help but wonder. You know that joke about the author's barely disguised fetish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm a monster fucker and I wouldn't fuck these basilisks because they're just so boring.
You heard it here first. We got that live on record, folks. You have bored her. Now take your magic dildos and be gone.
There's not even like a scene where like they get it on where like Caspin is in his real form and Tem isn't, and that she can't look at him, so they just I don't know do it from behind or something. Come on, it
Yeah.
was right there.
They do. It's implied that they have sex as snakes because hybrids can. I'm not saying transition.
I was trying really hard not to laugh every time they said that. I'm like, you
Yeah.
really don't want to use the word shift.
Just like, and you thought transition was better? Uh,
Give all the snakes
Ethos.
HRT.
They're putting chemicals in the water that are
To make the
turning all the
snakes gay.
snakes. Well, God, I wish. Might spice things up a little.
Yeah, because it's always just like, oh yeah, you see female basilisks making out. I don't remember if ever there was a reference to male basilisks doing the same.
Yeah.
Maybe in an orgy. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I was trying really hard just to get through it because like it just keeps going and going to the point where it's like, how the fuck are all of you not dead of
Yeah.
exhaustion at this point? Like every single fluid in your body should be expunged by this point.
You should be like, there should be nothing coming out at this point.
Yeah, no, like it, and if there is stuff coming out, it's it's probably blood, honestly, because
Yeah.
you folks, when engaging in ferocious amounts of sex, fluids, it's important.
Yeah, you expunge and you take in fluids.
Yeah, you can only do so much before it is before everyone is reduced to beef jerky,
Yeah.
which is honestly what it felt like.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, and then we learn that the Basilisks have a secret plan to overthrow the kingdom. And I'm like, at this point, just let them
Yeah,
so we can move the
all
plot along.
it's fine. All they really want is what the fuck do they want? I mean, obviously they want to they want to stop being milked for gold, but
Yeah, but then they imply that like the fucking Bastion is handing basilisks over. So like
yeah,
why does he want this? Like why is
because
he
he's
like behind
Lord
this?
Dad.
Yeah, apparently.
Your motivation means nothing in the face of his supernatural down badness. Oh man. He's evil, okay? Moving on.
Yeah, he's evil. Next question.
Yeah.
I hope there was going to be some sort of twist where I don't know. Like it's just a point where I'm like, I'm hoping something happens where it's just like, nope, you get with Lord Dad, you get with like you get with Bastion instead of Caspin because I'm like, at least he's an interesting character that has some sort of motivation that makes sense.
Is to agree to disagree there, but you know.
He has more motivation than Caspin.
Yeah, well, Caspin is again, like I said, just kind of a dick on a spear. You know, he's the world's most transitionable dildo.
They reference so many other like countries and cities, but they name none of them.
Yeah. Also, how? So I get that it might be advantageous to be able to just, I guess, just milk these poor sex fiends for their blood in order to, make gold because the kingdom was apparently founded by the House of
Capitalism.
McDuck. Uh, but uh, how does that? Are you telling me that the kingdom, because we don't really learn much, because there's so little world building, that the impression I get is that the kingdom's entire economic basis is off of snake torture,
Yeah, apparently.
which, which aside from being, the sort of mustache twirling villainy one would expect from a Lord Dad type individual, um, I don't know, just doesn't seem very practical. I mean, granted, basilisks never seem to get dehydrated ever. So maybe they're just an infinite, they're an infinite gold farm or something. But like, I mean, like we see the the torture dungeon, right? We see Tempers's dad Kronos down there, and he's fine, honestly. The book makes it sound like he's just a little miffed by the whole uh, near constant exsanguination thing. Like apparently, what I've learned so far is that all basilisks are just infinite fountains of blood and cum. So
Apparently.
apparently, and like I told you this was dumb before. I told you, but like,
I'm not disagreeing with you on this.
apparently it's not just their blood like turns to gold on its own. It's like, no, it has to be specifically like alchemized. That's the exact word they use to be turned into gold. They're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what do you mean out? You've never given any impression that alchemy or any kind of other science is a major part of this world's general makeup. What do you mean you can turn the kink monsters into currency? Like, no, explain that shit.
The answer is no. They will not explain.
And now have 12 more missionary scenes.
Pretty much.
Look, the final act happens with the fucking Leo finds out that he's that, oh my god, the incredibly sexy and virile snake monster, which I specifically which our kingdom specifically sets you up with. You're boning him and you actually like it. And apparently that's just unforgivable for him. And there's a brief, I don't know, Temperance vacillates from being constantly aghast to Temperance gets in a huff about everything and refuses absolutely nothing. So,
Yeah. And then, like, after she gets crested, she realizes she can lie and then doesn't do jack shit with it.
yeah. Which that whole not lying thing with Basilisk is bullshit because
Yeah.
all they really do is just be vague and mysterious about everything,
Yeah.
which is still lying. It's lying by omission.
They just can't tell a lie.
That bullshit. They never made that distinction.
Yeah. I really hate to draw a comparison here. But one of my favorite things about years ago when I read A Court of Thorns and Roses is that it's
Oh
like
god.
I have a point.
Mm.
Is that like when Feyre first gets to like the world beyond the wall, and she's like learning about fairy and stuff, and she like specifically was like, "Oh yeah, you guys can't lie," and they're like, "No, we can lie. We just said that so you would all believe everything we said." And I'm like, I was kind of half expecting that kind of reveal from the Basilisk of yeah, they can lie. They just made that up so people would like take them at their word.
Nearly sneezed on the recording. Um, Look, man, none of this. It the it's just the whole kitchen sink, you know. I get that the plots of most of these books are really just excuses to have a variety of smutty scenes interspersed throughout. I've joked about how if you're gonna give me the backstory of the pizza guy in the porno, at least make it compelling. But this is like if the pizza guy showed up and uh, he's still having sex with your wife, but he's also listing off his favorite he's also listing off his favorite random World of Warcraft facts while he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, good for you, man. Uh would you I failed to see how any of this is relevant, but and that's just it. Like the tagline is I fail to see how any of this is relevant.
Yeah. You have to
Like
step on my mic to move over it, apparently.
hi Isaac. You gotta Isaac, would you like to share your opinion with the good people at home about Kiss of the Basilisk and the seeming infinite cum fountains therein.
Do you have any opinions on Basilisk Sax Isaac? He's looking at the wall.
Even, wow, I think that says everything,
Yeah.
don't it? Yeah.
So yeah, the end of the book, as after everything happens, there's like the reconciliation. It's not even really a reconciliation between Theo and Tem. It's more of just like he gets
The,
over it because he's too down bad.
the the reconciliation. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Yes, you must talk to Caspin," and so we get an entire chapter of the trio talking. It's just relaying all of the information that we've already learned throughout the entire book.
Oh god, this
I feel like this could have been summarized.
could have just cut. It, it, at a
Could have
certain point,
like
I can't help but wonder if the author is doing it deliberately.
it kind of feels a little bit like let's inflate my word count. Let's have like 10 pages where we just go over all of the information we've already learned.
Yeah. Look, the basic gist is that Lord Snake King Lord Dad wants specifically Temperance during the official wedding ceremony to Leo to crest because she can do that because she's a hybrid. Uh,
The royal
Lord
family.
Dad Royal Family Edition. So that way they can take over the kingdom. And in exchange, Snake King Lord Dad promises not to. Snake King Lord Dad sounds like a He-Man villain. Anyway, honestly, this whole thing does feel a bit like a plot by Skeletor when you really break it down. Anyway, yeah, that's that R-rated Masters of the Universe guy. Anyway, so they can spare the royal family, specifically Leo and his sister Lily, who is also there.
Yeah, Lily's
Um,
there. She exists.
and Yep, and we get to the day of, and once you know it, things don't go according to plan, and a bunch of bullshit happens that doesn't really matter. Caspin kills his dad because, of course, he does. Because Lord Dads have a limited shelf life, depending on when it's most appropriate for their sons to, you know, do the Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
Um, Leo still ends up becoming king, but he isn't all technically. He's also married to Tem, but also Tem is married to Caspin, and she becomes the Serpent Queen. And Leo captures his dad, the other Lord Dad, and it finds out that
Mhm.
his former love Evelyn is still alive, and it goes to, I don't know, presumably ask her if maybe she can put on this leather corset.
And be
Uh,
mean to him.
and be very, very mean to him. Um, and it, and I guess the Temperance and Caspin live vanilla ever after. The end.
Until book two.
No, fuck you. Fuck off. This does not. This neither needs nor deserves a sequel.
Really, there's a third one coming too.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what other plot threads there are to wrap up.
There are none. There were barely any plot threads to begin with. Everybody gets reunited.
Yeah.
It is a almost saccharine happy ending.
Yeah, other than, Tim has to have that big moment during the wedding where she looks inside herself and realizes the power was in her all along.
You know what? You know what, Temperance? You can get your special MacGuffin triumph when you get a personality.
Yeah.
Your entire character arc has basically been like, how dare you tell me to do things? Witty banter, witty banter. Okay, fine, I'll do the thing.
Yeah.
What are you?
And
A writer
she
in
has
the
to
early 2000s?
crest Leo, and that's a whole big thing where Leo is like, no, do it. You are dying, and I love you, and I don't want you to die.
And she's like, no, I couldn't possibly. And it's just like, bitch, you have been ripped in half and not in the fun way.
Yeah. I don't want to take away his free will.
What free will?
Skill issue.
The
Play
kid
vampire.
is. In order to win the approval of House Draken, you must engage in the world's most salacious Vampire the Masquerade LARP. Honestly, I would have taken that.
It would have been interesting at least.
Yeah, it turns out the Basilisks are big into roleplay, just not that kind.
And you should make a wits aspects roll to notice the giant cock. Difficulty 1.
You know what? I take half. That's good because it's only at half mast. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was the fucking kiss of the basilisk, man. That was that.
I give it a solid 3 blood bags.
One.
Like everyone,
It gets one.
no, that tracks.
I give it 1 out of 5 because it's just it committed the cardinal sin of making the sexy times boring.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna have a lot of sex scenes, you really gotta like do a lot to differentiate them.
Yeah, the
They got
plot is nonsensical. The world building is non-existent. The characters are basically sex dolls with uh, tragic backstories. The the prose refuses to give us any detail except for the most weirdly specific things that have very little bearing on the actual situation we're in, and most of the side characters have no purpose other than to
yeah.
walk up, declare their stereotype, and then quietly shuffle off. It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. And especially it was just like I read this book after coming off like a couple of other books that were like really good with their world building and stuff. And so it was just like, ugh. City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. That's a good book. And it has just some really cool world building.
I remember that one. Honestly, I remember feeling a little disappointed with that one by the end of it.
Yeah.
It's like it does have a lot of really cool world building. The problem is it's too much world building. Is the problem? There's all this interesting shit, but not a lot actually happens over the course of the book.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading the other ones. Like, is it like I enjoyed it more than Kiss of the Basilisk? Let's put it this way.
Well, yeah, but like most things are more enjoyable than doing your taxes is more enjoyable. Doing your taxes while listening to softcore porn in the background is probably more enjoyable than you know, reading this fucking book.
That's fair. Yeah. Any final thoughts before we lay this one to rest?
You had so many opportunities for freaky snake sex.
Yeah.
And you didn't take a single damn one of them, and this is truly unforgivable. I don't know why this specific hill is the one I've chosen to die on, but by God.
I mean, you gotta choose a hill to die on occasionally.
Yeah, I stand here at the summit of Mount Blue Balls and wonder aloud, why, God, why could you not just get into the freaky snake part of your society of freaky snake monsters?
I don't know. So Shall we talk about what we're reading next time?
Sure.
I'm going to be exploring a genre that I haven't really read a lot in. It's the genre of sports romance.
Yeah, because as we all know, the RPG community famously overlaps with sports.
Mhm. Well,
You know,
the
we're all
one
just
that,
such big sports
yeah,
fans over here.
yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, the one that won the poll is the swimming one. So,
So I was on the swim team in high school.
yeah,
I will say, when you're on the swim team in high school, those are some of the gayest homophobes you will ever meet.
yeah. So the book is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood.
Of course it is.
Uh, the blurb for this one is Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a student athlete who specializes in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships. Lucas Blomquist thrives on discipline. It is how he wins gold medals and breaks complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement, and the pressure leading up to the Olympics heats up. So does their relationship. It was only supposed to be a temporary fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realizes that her heart might be treading into dangerous water. And the content warnings for this book are mentions of past abuse, mentions of past child abuse, death and grief, mental trauma, mental illness, sex.
So soaking wet hetero heated rivalry. Got it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm.
To be fair, there was a hockey romance on there. It just didn't win the poll. And that one had like four protagonists. Had four
Yeah, for all
POVs. So
those
it was
yeah, for all those people who claim they watch hockey for the plot. I see you.
I watched
I
it for the
see
boy
what you're
aquarium.
God. Aubrey, you can't be coming at me with terms like boy aquarium right now.
Is it too early?
You know it's too. Oh, God. August cannot come soon enough because then it's my turn to pick the fucking book and we get to talk about something other than sex for like an episode.
I look forward to whatever book you decide to pick. And then I think September I might make I'm gonna do a monster. I'm gonna do an actual monster romance at some point this fall.
Fucking finally.
And I've specifically gone through to pick four things that are not human like. One of them's a spider. So yeah, that's take care of yourselves, listeners. We'll see you next month
Yeah,
for swimming
to
romance.
yeah, I guess don't listen to this without headphones.
Yeah.
Or if you do decide to play it out loud, um well, good luck with your next employment opportunity.